1 day removed from a tornado warning, the Muckdogs return to action with a trip to Auburn to visit the Doubledays. Gray clouds sit atop Falcon Park, but the show must go on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another rendition of Batavia Muckdogs baseball. I'm Jared Valentin, taking you through today's game between Batavia and Auburn. These two squads have faced off already a few times throughout the season. The first game in Falcon Park ended in a 0-0 tie thanks to some dominant pitching on both sides. For the next meeting, Auburn traveled to Dwyer Stadium and took down Batavia 3-2 on the road. And then less than a week ago, a doubleheader here back at Auburn ended with 2 wins for the Muckdogs. The first game in a 11-0 shutout fashion, and then the most recent matchup ended in a 7-3 Batavia win. This rivalry dates back to before this season, to last year's playoffs, where the Doubledays eliminated the first seed Muckdogs as the 4 seed in a 4-2 victory in round 1 of the PGCBL playoffs. And all season long, the Muckdogs have eyed revenge. Let's take a look at the starting lineups before we send it down to the field. And to help us do that are a few of our Muckdogs players.
Hello, my name is Yanquiel Gonzalez.
Hello, my name is Isidro Jimenez.
Hello, my name is Gary Beaver.
What's up, guys? Matt City.
And tonight's starting lineup is
Presented by Tonkin Bank.
For Batavia, Lucas Lopez leads off as the first hitter in shortstop. Cooper Romick batting second behind the dish. Sean Mendez hitting third over in left field. James Boltland, the cleanup hitter for the Muckdogs, also the designated hitter. Justin Austin batting fifth in second base. Anthony Greco hitting sixth and as the extra hitter. Sean Pope in right field batting seventh. Trevor Dutra at first batting eighth. Caleb Walker patrolling third, batting ninth, and Travis Hammond, the center fielder, batting 10th. Gage Wheaton on the mound for the Muckdogs, starting for the first time this season. And for the Doubledays, Gavin Grapuso leads off in shortstop. Ryan Grundy batting second in left field. Gabe Sanders, the extra hitter, batting third. Zach Bill, the first baseman, the cleanup hitter for the Doubledays. Logan Scully batting fifth as the catcher. Tyler Lejeune in right field batting sixth. Fernando Espinal, the designated hitter, batting seventh. Skylar Mays over in center field batting eighth. Alex Sandell keeping an eye on second base, batting ninth. And the final hitter in the lineup, Adam Sullivan, over at third base. On the mound for the Doubledays, it's Owen Birchard, getting the starting nod today. And as we take a quick look at the West standings, the Muckdogs still lead the West Division with a 21-5-1 record. Auburn, though, not too far behind with a 16-11-1 record. Elmira, third in the division at 15-12. Jamestown, 13-15 on the year after losing 2 games against the Pioneers in a doubleheader. Geneva in 5th place in the West Division with a 10-14-1 record. The Pilots in 6th with 10 wins, 17 losses, and at the bottom of the standings for the West Division, it's the Niagara Falls Americans at 9-20 on the season. We'll send it down to the fields for a few minutes before the first pitch gets underway here in Falcon Park.
Good evening, fans. Welcome to the Arcade Field at Colburn Park, and welcome to tonight's perfect game collegiate baseball league matchup between the Batavia Muckdogs and your Auburn Doubledays. Let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for Batavia, leading off shortstop number 14, Lucas Lopez. And second, catcher number 47, Cooper Romick. And third, the left fielder number 7, Sean Mendez. And fourth, designated hitter number 27, James Bolton. And fifth, the second baseman number 31, Justin Austin. And sixth, the extra hitter number 55, Anthony Greco. And seventh, the right fielder number 48, Sean Pope. And eighth, first baseman number 52, Trevor Cutro. And ninth, the third baseman number 00, Caleb Walker. And batting 10th, the center fielder number 3, Travis Hammond. The starting pitcher for Batavia is number 11, Dave Wheaton. The Muckdogs are coached by Joey Martinez, assisted by Matt Baker, Billy Cox, and Tyler Prospero. Now let's see the starting lineup for the Auburn Doubledays. And they will be joined on the field side by players from the Fort Byron Little League. Leading off the Doubledays, shortstop number 8, Evan Russo. And second, left fielder number 19, Ryan Grundy. And third, the extra hitter number 10, Gabe Center. And fourth, first baseman number 32, Zach Bale. And fifth, the catcher number 11, Logan Scully. And sixth, right fielder number 13, Tyler Lejeune. And seventh, the designated hitter number 7, Fernando Espinal. And eighth, center fielder number 9, Skyler May. And ninth, second baseman number 1, Alex Sandell. And batting 10th, third baseman number 39, Adam Sullivan. The starting pitcher for the Doubledays is number 37, Colburn Birchard. Next, bat boys, Jake Crandall and Drexel Partner. The Doubledays are coached by Steve LeBeau. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we have called for able to please stand and remove your cap for our national anthem. The anthem will be performed this evening by Ms. Kira Dominic.
And bright
Let's welcome from Fort Myron Little League, Miss Addison Stevens. Kira's out in the third base coaching box with a couple of people from the Fort Myron Little League. What do you have with you, Kira?
All right, here I have Hunter, Annie, Annabelle. All right, guys, Doubledays on the field. The pitch on the mound, so it's time to play ball.
Owen Birchard starting things off for the Doubledays at the mound. He's a freshman out of Bryant College, a Auburn, New York native. So far for the Doubledays this season, he's 0-1 with a 6.32 ERA. He's appeared in 5 games, started in 4, and in just over 21 innings pitched, has thrown 18 strikeouts, 26 walks, and has let up 19 hits. Most recent appearance on the mound comes in Auburn's 7-1 loss to Niagara Falls on July 3rd. Pitched the first 4 innings, allowed 6 hits and 6 walks, and struck out 4 batters. So Birchard takes a few practice pitches. Logan Scully behind the dish helping him warm up. And on the flip side, Lucas Lopez, the shortstop, getting ready to lead off for the Muckdogs. Lucas Lopez, a junior out of St. Thomas University from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Coming into this season, his goal was to lead the Muckdogs from the plate. And it's safe to say he's done that. He's second in the squad in batting average with a .385, has 35 hits to his name in 91 at-bats. Third in the squad in RBIs with 20. A more than reliable option for Batavia this season, as the lefty hitter steps into the box and awaits the first pitch. Smacked out to right field, second makes the catch to the throw is Zach Bale at first for the out. So 1 pitch and 1 out for the Doubledays, as the first pitch was grounded to Sandell at second, who scooped it up and tossed it to first. That brings up the catcher, Cooper Romick, a right-handed hitter. He steps into the box, and Birchard kicks and tosses. Romick sits on the first pitch for ball 1. It's low and inside. .1-0 the count for the righty Romick. The next pitch slapped foul over the netting. That evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Birchard from the windup. Raises the glove, rolls it back down, and fires the pitch. Once again, it's ripped foul by Romick. Next pitch sails behind the right section of the bleachers. Romick has a 1-2 count early. Birchard's 1-2 offering. Way outside. Romick doesn't bite, and they're leaving the count at 2-2. Romick set in his stance. Birchard kicks and deals. Romick checks, swings, but the pitch centered it inside. Rises the count to 3-2, and Romick 1 more ball away from being walked to first. Birchard glove at the chin, cranks the pitch, curves low and away, and that walks Romick to first, and he gets on base. One away, one runner on for the Muckdogs in the top of the first. Both squads still scoreless as Sean Mendaz, the left fielder, walks up to the plate. Mendaz, a right-handed hitter, a sophomore out of Keystone College. And Birchard's first pitch, taken for ball one as it misses outside. Birchard, a quick glance to Romick at first, and lets loose. Swing and a miss from Mendaz for strike one. That evens the count. Birchard, another look at first. Gets set in his stance. Couple nods and guns the pitch. Mendaz smacks it up over the grandstand, foul. That lowers the count to 1-2. Mendaz steps back in the box. Raises the bat. Birchard examines first and darts the pitch. High and outside for Mendaz. And that's ball two of the at-bat. Mendaz raises the bat again. Birchard guns the pitch. Mendaz sits on it. It sails out of the catcher Scully's hands. And that's a free 90 for Cooper Romick, who advances off the wild pitch. So Romick in scoring position now after the wild pitch. Mendaz returns to the box. Scully back behind home plate. Birchard gives him the nod. Takes a look behind him at the second base bag and cannons the pitch. Swing and a miss from Mendaz for a strikeout. The first one of the day for Owen Birchard. And that's two away for the Muckdogs and the bottom, rather the top of the first. That brings up the cleanup hitter, James Bolton. A right-handed hitter, Bolton leading the team in batting average by far, a .463 on the year. Has only appeared in 13 games, missed the first chunk of the season due to injury. But has came back into the lineup and has made his presence felt as he sits on the first pitch for strike one. Romick, a three-step leadoff of second. Birchard guns the pitch. It curves right into the zone for strike two. And Bolton is caught looking and already in an 0-2 hole. One more strike and that'll retire the side. Birchard set in his stance. Kicks and deals. High and inside of the righty Bolton. And he lets it fly past him for ball one. One-two count for Bolton. Birchard fires the next pitch. It's grounded up the third baseline. It rolls fair, but it hooks foul at the last second. Looked like it was going fair, but makes a turn just short of the third base bag. And that keeps the count at 1-2. So Bolton heads back to home. Romick still on second, the lone runner in scoring position, with two outs in the top of the first. Muckdogs eyeing their first run, would be the first of the game. The next pitch to Bolton. Swing and a miss, and that retires the side. Bolton goes down swinging, and that after the top of the first, the score is still 0-0. The Muckdogs leave Romick at second, and the Doubledays get their turn up at the plate when we come back from the break.
Yo, Eric and Jason, where'd y'all get this car at?
Pellegrino.
Where's that at?
Batavia. The best auto dealership in Western New York.
Bottom of the first in Colburn Park, the Muckdogs and Doubledays still scoreless. Gavin Capruso, the first hitter in the lineup, getting ready to lead off for Auburn. Gage Wheaton, the right-handed pitcher out of Niagara University, on the mound for Batavia. Wheaton on the season so far with Batavia has pitched in just over 8 innings, let up 7 hits, 6 walks. He's tallied 17 strikeouts and currently sits at a 5.19 ERA. And Wheaton, no shortage of team success with Niagara University this year. The Purple Eagles won their first MAAC championship this season. That game coming in with a 10-6 win over Fairfield. And Niagara University made it all the way to the NCAA regionals before losing to number 11 Oklahoma State and number 25 Nebraska. So Gavin Capruso steps into the batter's box. The lefty hitter for the Doubledays. Capruso batting .279 for Auburn this season as he sits on the first low inside pitch for ball 1. Righty-lefty matchup as Wheaton kicks and tosses. Gets away from the catcher Romick, and that puts Capruso in a quick 2-0 count. Like I was saying earlier, Capruso second in the team in batting average with .279, is 24 hits and 23 runs to his name this summer as he lays off of the next pitch for a 3-0 count. Capruso comfortably ahead early in this at-bat. Wheaton fires the next pitch. It's low at the outside corner of the zone, and the umpire rules strike 1. Still a hitter's count for the lefty Capruso. Wheaton, glove at the waist, deals the pitch, finds the zone yet again, and paints the low inside corner. And after being ahead 3-0, the count 3-2 for Gavin Capruso. Payoff pitch from Wheaton. Cracked foul over the grandstand, and he stays alive. Wheaton's fastball that time reaching about 90 miles per hour as he guns the next pitch. Sat on by Capruso for ball 4, and he's walked on the outside pitch. First runner on base for the Doubledays as Capruso's walked to first, which brings up the left fielder Ryan Grundy. Grundy this season with a .236 batting average ranks him middle of the pack in the Doubledays lineup, as he does an offer on the first low and away pitch for ball 1. Grundy, a freshman out of the College of the Holy Cross, awaits the next pitch, stands flat-footed, and that evens the count at 1-1. Wheaton eyes first, throws a pickoff, but Grapuso is safe. Wheaton takes another look at first and deals the pitch from the stretch. Swing and a miss for Grundy. The catcher, Romick, throws it to second, but Grapuso is safe with the stolen base, and he advances 90 feet. So the count 1-2 for Ryan Grundy, the lefty. And Auburn's Grapuso doing what he does best, stealing bases, as Grundy sits on the next pitch, which gets away from Romick. But Gavin Grapuso leads the team in stolen bags by 15 with 27 stolen bases on the year. Easy to see why he's such a threat for the Doubledays, as he already leads off a second to 2-2. Curveball from Wheaton. Struggles to find the inside part of the plate. And the count rises to 3-2. So one runner in scoring position for the Doubledays. Wheaton's next pitch. Fastball low and inside for a strikeout. That's strike 3, and already 2 strikeouts on the day. Rather, the first one on the day for Gage Wheaton. That brings up the extra hitter, Gabe Sanders. So both teams still scoreless. Grapuso on second for the Doubledays with 1 gone in the bottom of the first, as the first pitch to Gabe Sanders is way low and outside, and he stays patient for ball 1. Wheaton a glance at second. Thinks about a pickoff attempt, throws it, but it's not in time. Lopez thought he made the tag to get Grapuso out, but Grapuso gets back to the bag safely, so he stays at second. Wheaton eyes home, flips his head, and deals the pitch. Below the knees to the righty Sanders, and he takes it for strike 1. Rather, that was ball 2, so it's a 2-0 count for the righty Sanders. The next pitch, again, gets past Romick's glove behind the dish, and Grapuso advances 90 feet, so he's already at third. And Grapuso 90 feet away from being the first run of the game. A 3-0 count for the righty Gabe Sanders. Wheaton's pitch up and away to Sanders for ball 4, so runners at the corners for the Doubledays with 1 gone in the bottom of the first. Both teams still scoreless, but that could soon change as the cleanup hitter Zach Bale moves up to the plate. Zach Bale on the season has 19 hits and 73 at-bats. Right-handed hitter, swings and misses on the first pitch. Bale's swing just a notch early before the ball arrived to the plate. Wheaton eyes the corners and darts the pitch. Low and outside for Sanders, and he lays off for ball 1. Sanders has a 1-1 count. Wheaton has runners at the corners he has to worry about, but he kicks and deals. Curveball finds the inside part of the plate, but it's too low for the umpire's liking, and he rolls ball 2. Ball hangs out of Wheaton's right hand. He puts it in the glove at the belt, kicks and deals. Ball smacked out to center field. Hammond takes a few steps to his left and gets underneath it for the out. The throw into the infield, not in time! And Capuzzo scores for the Doubledays. Off of a sac fly by the first baseman, Zach Bale. And Auburn draws first blood. So the Doubledays get on the board as Capuzzo runs home. First pitch to Scully, taken for ball 1. 1-0 the count, 2 away in the bottom of the first. Auburn leads 1-0 over Batavia as the next pitch is popped up over the press box foul. Count evens up at 1-1. Sanders at first has a 2-step lead off of the bag. Wheaton takes a peek at him, but fires the pitch. Swing and a miss from Scully. The throw down to second. Gets there. Justin Austin making a tag in time, and that'll conclude the inning. So the final out comes off of a steal attempt by Gabe Sanders. The Doubledays get 1 run on the board to take a 1-0 lead early in this ball game. We head to the top of the second. The Muckdogs try to respond. Can they do it? We'll find out after the break.
$998, $999, $1,000.
Yo, Jake, how did you get so big?
Oh, I just go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia. You should go get a membership there.
All right, thanks.
Of course.
1, 2, 3.
97, 98, 99, 100.
Oh, what's up, Landon? How's Whole Life Fitness?
Great, I feel like a new man. Thanks for the advice.
Of course.
Go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia.
Yo, what's happening? My name! All right, we'll get you in here. Come on. Checked out. All right. You good? Yep. All right, let's go. You looked at it in the trainer's table. Okay. Gotta get this done quick.
Meat of the order up for the Muckdogs, starting with Justin Austin as we begin the second inning at Falcon Park. The Doubledays hold a 1-0 advantage after a sac fly from Zach Bale. First pitch to the lefty Austin is outside for ball 1. Next pitch from Birchard tips foul off of the barrel of Austin's bat. Owen Birchard still on the mound for the Doubledays. Has hit the 20th pitch from the windup. He kicks and tosses. rocketed out to center field, and it's quickly pulled in by Skylar Mays for the out. Austin has some solid contact, but Mays was at the right place at the right time. So one quick out for the Muckdogs to kick off the second inning. That brings up the extra hitter, Anthony Greco. First pitch to the lefty, Greco finds the zone for strike one. Birchard set in his stance, deals the pitch. It's grounded barely ahead of the dish, and Greco sprints to first to throw, beats him in time, and that's already two quick outs for the Muckdogs in the second inning. Batavia struggling to find its groove early on. That brings up the right fielder, Sean Pope. So 1-0, the Doubledays still lead. With two away in the top of the second, the first pitch to the lefty. Pope is hit right to Zach Bale at first, and he swiftly steps on the bag for the final out. The quickest half inning for the Muckdogs this season has them still down 1-0 heading into the bottom of the second. The Doubledays a chance to build off of the momentum gained in the first inning and add more runs to the board. We'll see if they can do it after the break.
Hey, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Can I get one federal admission ticket, please?
Alright, so that's gonna be $9. Having a great season, man.
Yeah.
First place.
First place.
I love it.
Muckdogs.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
If you would like tickets, call our number at 585-524-2260. Go Dogs.
Bottom of the second here in Falcon Park. The Doubledays lead the Muckdogs 1-0. Gage Wheaton still on the mound for Batavia, and Logan Scully, the catcher, leading off for the Doubledays. The first pitch to the righty, Scully, is taken for ball one. Pitch low and away to the righty, Scully. Wheaton's next delivery is cranked out to deep left field. Back goes Mendez. He corrals it as he's running to the wall. What a snag by the left fielder. That shot was blistered out to deep left field, but Mendez gets underneath it for the out. 1-0, the Doubledays lead. One gone in the bottom of the second. That brings up Tyler Lejeune, the lefty pitcher, as he cranks the first pitch out to center field. It falls. Hammond wait to get to it. Runs to second. Lejeune out. No, he's safe. Either the umpire says he's out at second. He had first all locked up, but the sprint to second was not in time. And just like that, two quick outs for the Doubledays. Hammond, the bullet pass from deep center field, hoping to get the out in time, and that brings up Fernando Espinal, the designated hitter who sits on the first pitch for ball one. The next pitch is low at the dirt. to increase the count to 2-0. Espinal leads the Doubledays in batting average with a 377 as he stands flat-footed on the next low and away pitch for a 3-0 count. Wheaton in danger of walking the righty Espinal. He kicks and deals. Low and inside to Espinal, and he's walked to first. That puts the runner on base for the Doubledays again. And that brings up the center fielder, Skylar Mays. Wheaton, his third walk of the day. One nothing Auburn in front in the bottom of the second with 2 gone and 1 runner on. Skylar Mays, the righty hitter, up for Auburn as he takes the first outside pitch for ball 1. Wheaton, a quick nod at first, and from the stretch, guns the pitch. Espinal races to second, the throw from Austin. Not in time, and the steal is successful for Fernando Espinal. He's now in scoring position. A stolen bag for Fernando Espinal. His 13th of the season, second for the Doubledays in stolen bags. As he takes another lead off of second. Wheaton's first pitch grounds up to third baseman. The Walker catches it. The throw to Dutra at first gets the out. And Espinal is left stranded. A fast-paced game so far here at Falcon Park. And heading into the third, the Doubledays still lead the Muckdogs 1-0.
And in order to do that, you have to keep her up behind her field grandstand. If you don't know Kira and Natalie, they're behind home plate on the walkway waiting right now.
Man, I have some great cards here.
Well, you better have the house. That's what I got, baby. Go Dogs!
God,
Why are you guys gambling here?
Because we got nowhere else to go.
Batavia Downs is right down the road.
I heard they have horse racing.
Batavia Downs, Hotel and Casino. 8315 Park Road in Batavia, New York.
The 8-9-10 up for the Muckdogs as we begin the third inning at Falcon Park. Auburn holds a 1-0 lead against Batavia. Trevor Dutra, the lefty, steps into the batter's box, leading things off. Owen Birchard, the right-handed pitcher, still on the mound for the Doubledays as Dutra pops up the first pitch past the third baseline. And it lands into the Doubledays dugout. The third baseman, Adam Sullivan, ran for it, but just couldn't catch it for the out. So Dutra has an 0-1 count. And Birchard, 2 strikeouts on the day. He kicks and deals. Swing and a miss from Dutra, and the count lowers to 0-2. Dutra already in 0-2 hole. That's the next pitch from Birchard. Gets him to swing and miss, and he goes down for the first out. Batavia struggling at the plate so far. And already one gone in the third inning for the Muckdogs. That brings up the third baseman, Caleb Walker. Walker, a lefty batter, a junior out of Alfred State College. Typically a shortstop or second baseman, but today he's holding down third as he lays down a bunt right away, but it doesn't leave the dish. That'll be a foul ball for the lefty Walker. Walker couldn't get that ball in front of home plate, and he returns into the box. Birchard from the windup fires the pitch. Walker grounds it, but he hits it off of his leg and it fouls him. Called a dead ball, and he steps out of the dish. Walker walking around making sure he's okay. Looked like it got him in the leg as he swung. He steps back into the box, down 0-2 in the count. Gets back in his stance. Birchard kicks and tosses. A tad outside to the lefty Walker for a 1-2 count. Birchard nods to Scully and cannons the pitch. Walker smacks it up to shallow left center, but it's pulled in by Drapuso for the out. And two quick outs for the Muckdogs. Brings up the last hitter in the lineup, Travis Hammond, the center fielder. Hammond, a junior out of Southern Wesleyan University, as he's caught looking for the first strike of the at-bat. 2 gone, 1-0 Auburn leads. No runners on for the Muckdogs as the second pitch can't find the target window. And that evens the count at 1-1. Birchard set, delivers the pitch to the righty Hammond. He lays down a bunt which rolls along the third baseline. The throw from Scully to Bale beats Hammond, and that ends the side for the Muckdogs. Batavia struggling from the plate. Cannot gain any momentum in the third. And they have to defend Auburn as the Doubledays get a chance to pile more runs on. 1-0 Auburn in front early from Falcon Park. Bottom of the third here at Falcon Park. Doubledays lead the Muckdogs 1-0 with the back of the order up for Auburn, starting with the second baseman Alex Sandell, a righty hitter. Wheaton, a right-handed pitcher, still on the mound for the Muckdogs. From the stretch, he deals the first pitch. Breaking ball outside, finds, barely paints the zone, and it's an 0-1 count for Sandell. Wheaton, next pitch. Finds the zone yet again, and already an 0-2 hole for the righty Sandell. Wheaton, love it, the waist, fires the pitch, swing and a miss from Sandell for the first out. Second strikeout of the night for Gage Wheaton. As the third baseman, Adam Sullivan, steps up to the plate, batting lefty. Wheaton kicks and deals. Check swing from Sullivan, and the umpire says he didn't go. So an 1-0 count for the lefty Sullivan. Wheaton, glove at the waist, lifts the leg and fires the pitch. Swing and a miss from Sullivan, and that evens the count at 1-1. Wheaton inserts the ball in his glove, releases the pitch. Well outside to the lefty Sullivan, and he has a 2-1 count. Wheaton lowers the shoulders, deals the pitch. Sullivan again doesn't go. And that's a 2-2 count for the lefty Sullivan. Wheaton's next pitch. Grounded right in between the first and second base gap. Austin can't get it, and it rolls into the outfield. So a base hit for Adam Sullivan has him at first, and one runner on for the Doubledays. 1-0 Auburn in front with one runner on and one gone. That brings up the leadoff hitter in the top of the lineup, Gavin Grapuso, who was walked in his first at-bat, made it all the way around and scored for the Doubledays. Helped them take a 1-0 lead as he takes the first pitch for strike one. 0-1 count for the lefty Grapuso. Wheaton throws a pickoff attempt, but it is not fast enough to get Sullivan out. Sullivan goes back to his two-step leadoff of first. Wheaton has the glove at his belt, deals the pitch, popped up nearly over the netting, and it'll sail over the press box for an 0-2 count. Grapuso on the season, second for Auburn in batting average with a .279. Third in the squad in RBIs with 11 as he takes the well outside high pitch for ball one. Wheaton once again eyes home plate and fires his 1-2 offering, and it's high and a little more inside to the lefty Grapuso, but he still lays off. Wheaton, his next pitch, well outside. Sullivan sprints to second. The throw from Walker doesn't get to the glove as it trickles into the outfield. So another stolen bag for Auburn. Adam Sullivan, the runner to advance 90 feet. Full count for the leadoff hitter, Gavin Grapuso. Adam Sullivan at second. Doubledays lead 1-0. 1 away in the bottom of the third. As Capuzzo steps back into the box, Wheaton looks at second. Finally cannons the pitch. Fastball low at the dirt for ball 4, and Capuzzo's walked. Second walk of the day for Gavin Capuzzo. And that brings up Ryan Grundy, the left fielder, who was 0 for 1, struck out looking in his previous at-bat. Has 2 teammates on base. So a hit here would be pivotal to adding more runs to the Doubledays total. First pitch from Wheaton. Sat on by Grundy for a 0-1 count. Ball hangs out of Wheaton's right arm. He looks at Romick at home plate. Turns his head to second and kicks and deals. Grundy sits on the pitch below the knees, and he'll even the count at 1-1. Notable leads off of first and second. Wheaton's next pitch is cranked foul over the grandstand for a 1-2 count. Capuzzo at first, Sullivan at second. Grundy, the hitter behind home plate. Wheaton's next pitch. Up and away to the lefty, Grundy, for ball 2, and that's 50 pitches on the day for the right-handed thrower, Gage Wheaton. Two-2 on the way. Wheaton fires the pitch. Slapped foul down the first baseline. And that keeps the count at 2-2. Wheaton looks at Sullivan at second and fires the pitch. Low and away, finds the low corner of the plate. And that makes it a full count for Ryan Grundy. Walk or a base hit would load the bases with just 1 out for the Doubledays. Payoff pitch from Wheaton, tipped foul behind the backstop. Auburn drew first blood with Capuzzo scoring in the first inning, has held the lead ever since as Batavia has struggled to respond from the plate. As the next pitch, right at the toes, but ruled strike 3 by the umpire. So that's 2 gone for Auburn. In the bottom of the third, that brings up Gabe Sanders, the extra hitter, who was walked in his last at-bat, but got out trying to steal at second. Trying to extend the Auburn lead. Wheaton's first pitch. Right at the plate. Can't find the strike zone, and the count 1-0. Sullivan at second, Capuzzo at first. Wheaton races the leg and cannons the pitch. Fastball outside to the righty, Sanders. And Sanders already with a 2-0 count. Has yet to swing in this at-bat. And awaits Wheaton's next pitch. Wheaton throws it, and Sanders smacks it foul over the grandstand. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count for the righty Sanders. Sullivan and Grapuso extend their lead off of the bag. Wheaton eyes Sullivan at second. Kicks and tosses. Breaking ball high. Doesn't bite on it. And the count 3-1. Wheaton behind in the count. Trying to battle back. Fires the pitch. Fastball down the chute is fouled back. And that makes the count a full one. 3 balls, 2 strikes for the righty, Gabe Sanders. Wheaton, 1 strike to get out of this jam and leave 2 runners stranded. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 4, and that loads the bases with 2 outs.
First baseman, number 32, Zach Bale.
Zach Bale, the first baseman, coming back up to the plate after Sanders walks for the second time today. Bale 0 for 1 with a fly out to the center fielder Travis Hammond in his first at-bat. The righty hitter trying to bring his teammate Sullivan home from third. The first pitch curves well high above the zone for ball 1. Auburn with a 1-0 lead early in the ball game has the bases loaded in the third as the next pitch by Bale is smacked out to center field. Hammond races underneath and makes the catch to get out of the jam. So despite runners at every base, the Doubledays can't capitalize. And the Muckdogs trail 1-0 heading into the 4th inning. They get another chance to even the score when we come back.
3, 2, 1.
What we got here today? What do you guys got?
How can I help you?
What do you recommend?
We just got a fresh batch of Eli Fish's Muckdog Ale.
Muckdog Ale? Go Dogs! Give me some of those.
Muckdog Ale coming right up! Muckdog Ale!
Go Dogs, baby! Big Red, you want to introduce your friend here?
Of course, this is Tully the Turtle. Want to know why? We're at Tully's. Can I have a table for 3?
Yes, of course. Right this way.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice here.
Come out to Tully's for great food and good times.
Top of the 4th in Falcon Park. The Doubledays lead the Muckdogs 1-0 as the top of the lineup gets ready to hit for Batavia, starting with the leadoff hitter Lucas Lopez. Lopez, a lefty, 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to the second baseman Alex Sandell. Trying to turn around his slow start and even the score up for the Muckdogs. For the Doubledays, Owen Birchard still on the mound. He fires the first pitch from the windup at the dirt, but finds the zone for an 0-1 count. Lopez caught looking. Oh, it's Birchard's next pitch. Outside and a low, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Lefty Lopez yet to swing. Birchard steps off for a quick second. Gets set, lowers the shoulders, and cannons the 1-1. Curves low and inside. Lopez doesn't bite, and it becomes a 2-1 count for the lefty Lopez. Birchard, his next pitch. Crush foul behind the left section of the bleachers by Lopez. And the count 2-2. Birchard gets set. Lifts the leg and tosses. Lopez still doesn't go as it's outside, and the count rises to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Birchard, payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for the lefty Lopez, and he strikes out. 4th strikeout of the evening for Owen Birchard. And that's 1 gone for the Muckdogs in the top of the 4th. That brings up the righty Cooper Romick, the catcher who was walked in his first at-bat. First pitch from Birchard, curves inside the zone for strike 1. And Romick is caught looking. One 0 Auburn leads. 1 out for the Muckdogs in the top of the 4th. Birchard's next pitch is ripped out to center field, and it's a bloop single for Romick. So that finally puts a runner on for the Muckdogs. Ends a drought. And Sean Mendaz, the next hitter in the lineup for the Muckdogs. A righty hitter 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout in the first inning. Romick a 2-step lead off of first. Birchard lifts the leg and cannons the pitch. Taken for a ball by Mendaz as the pitch was too inside for his liking. Birchard has the glove at his belt. Lifts the leg and fires the pitch. More outside than the previous pitch, and Mendaz sits on it for strike 1. One and 1 the count for the righty Mendaz. Birchard kicks and tosses. Mendaz graces it foul. It rolls right next to the Doubledays dugout for a 1-2 count. Birchard back in his stance. Gears up and fires the pitch. Swing and a miss for Mendaz, and another strikeout on the day for Birchard. As with 2 gone, the Muckdogs still trail 1-0. The righty hitter James Bolton comes up to the plate. Bolton 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, trying to redeem himself as he sits on the first high outside pitch for ball 1. Romick still at first after his bloop single, trying to advance 90 feet. Birchard lowers the shoulders and deals the pitch. Curveball to the righty Bolton, who fouls it off over the grandstand. One count for the righty Bolton, who lifts his bat and awaits the next pitch. Sullivan fastball down the chute, gets Sullivan to crack at it, but he couldn't make contact, and the count falls to 1-2. Bolton calls time for a brief second. Birchard at the mound, comes set, guns the pitch. Another one high and inside to James Bolton, and he doesn't go to even the count at 2-2. Birchard's 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss from James Bolton. Another strikeout on the day for Owen Birchard. He's up to 6 on the night. And Batavia at the plate hasn't found an answer for him. The Muckdogs trail 1-0 midway through the 4th.
Are located right here in the city of Auburn, as well as locations in Syracuse, East Syracuse.
Middle of the order up for the Doubledays as we begin the bottom of the 4th here in Falcon Park. Auburn holds a 1-0 advantage over Batavia. Gage Wheaton still on the mound for the Muckdogs as Logan Scully, the right-handed hitter, leads off. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Scully 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to the left fielder Mendez. As Wheaton's next pitch curves high and inside for strike 2, and Scully already down in the count. He's looked at both pitches, and he's gonna have to play catch up as he rips the next pitch down to the shortstop Lopez. He throws it to Dutra at first for the out. Batavia gets an easy out right there. Brings up Tyler Lejeune. Lejeune walked in his first at-bat, got out at second. First pitch from Wheaton, moment away. Doesn't find the zone for a ball. Rather, Lejeune had a base hit and risked it by going to second, and he was out. Another ball hit to Lopez. He throws it to Dutra for the out, and 2 away for the Doubledays after back-to-back putouts by Lucas Lopez. 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. The Doubledays lead the Muckdogs 1-0 as Fernando Espinal gets ready to take the plate once again. Espinal walked in his first at-bat, swings and misses on the first pitch for no 1 count. Wheaton from the stretch delivers the pitch. Another swing and a miss from Espinal, and he's down 0-2. 65 pitches on the evening for the right-handed thrower Gage Wheaton. Just needs 1 more to get out of the inning. The next pitch fouls off of Espinal's bat, and it rolls just left of the Muckdogs dugout. Count remains 0-2. Espinal steps back to the plate. Wheaton kicks and tosses. Curveball well high, escapes Romick's glove and rolls behind the backstop. to raise the count to 1-2. Wheaton comes set and lets loose. Another swing and a miss for Espinal, and that retires the side. Another strikeout for Gage Wheaton. The Muckdogs get another chance to respond to the one-run scored by Gavin Grapuso earlier today. Doubledays up 1-0 heading into the 5th inning. Beat of the order up for the Muckdogs as we begin the 5th inning at Falcon Park. Batavia down 1-0 to Auburn. The righty pitcher Owen Birchard still on the mound for the Doubledays, as he's had a strong outing today. 6 strikeouts on the game thus far, as the second baseman Justin Austin gets ready to lead things off for Batavia. Austin 0 for 1 on the day, had a fly out to the center fielder Skylar Mays in his first plate appearance. Takes the lefty batter's box and gets ready to hit once again. Birchard's first pitch from the windup, taken for ball 1 by Austin. Birchard down 1-0. Lowers the glove and fires the pitch. Curves way low and outside. And Austin, without swinging, already ahead 2-0 in the count. 74-mile-per-hour breaking ball doesn't get Austin to swing, as that next pitch below the knees and at the dirt for a 3-ball, no-strike count. Birchard kicks and deals. Next pitch finds the low and outside corner of the zone. And that's the first strike of the at-bat. Austin, 4 pitches in, still hasn't let the bat fly. Sits on the next pitch. It's low at the plate for ball 4, and Austin's walked to first. So Austin gets on base with no outs in the top of the 5th. Muckdogs down 1-0 as Anthony Greco, the extra hitter, comes up to the plate batting lefty. Greco 0 for 1 on the day. Had a ground out to the catcher Logan Scully, as Birchard throws a gentle toss to Austin at first. But Justin Austin gets there in time. Birchard fires the pitch, swing and a miss from Greco. And the count 0-1. Birchard eyes Austin at first, comes set. Throws another gentle pickoff. Austin at the bag safely. Just wants to keep him honest and keep him close to the bag. And Austin hesitates before taking a 2-step lead off. Birchard nods to Scully, fires the pitch. Sneaks inside to the lefty Greco for an 0-2 count. Greco going to have to battle back in this at-bat. Justin Austin still with a 2-step lead off of first. Birchard kicks and tosses. The next pitch is popped up foul past the third baseline. Adam Sullivan chased after it but couldn't get a hold of it. And the count stands at 0-2. No action yet in the Doubledays bullpen. So Birchard still has the green light to keep on throwing. He eyes Austin at first, but ultimately deals the pitch. Greco doesn't go, it's low outside for ball 1. And the lefty Greco has a 1-2 count. Birchard taking a brief break in between pitches. Looks at Scully, fires the pitch. Check swing from Greco, and they'll say he went for it. That's a strikeout for Anthony Greco as he goes down swinging. 7th strikeout of the day for Owen Birchard, as another one bites the dust for the Muckdogs. 1-0 Doubledays in front. Justin Austin on first, and that brings up the right fielder, Sean Pope, batting lefty. He rips the first pitch to the second baseman, Sandell. He throws it to first. Bale steps on the bag for the out. Sean Pope 0 for 2 on the day now with a pair of ground outs. As that brings up the first baseman, Trevor Dutra. So the ground out brings Austin to second. 2 outs for the Muckdogs in the top of the 5th. The lefty hitter Trevor Dutra returns to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his last at-bat. Birchard eyes second but deals the pitch. Dutra fouls it off right at the netting. And the count falls to 0-1. Austin a 2-step lead off of second. Birchard gives him a look but fires the pitch. It's outside to the lefty Dutra, and that evens the count. Ball hangs out of Birchard's right hand. He puts it in the glove and lets loose. Dutra grounds it over to first and caught immediately by Bale, who steps on the bag for the final out. Muckdogs getting some solid contact but still can't get on base. And the Doubledays hold a 1-0 lead midway through the 5th.
Man, I have some great cards here.
Well, you better have the house. That's what I got, baby. Go Dogs!
God.
Why are you guys gambling here?
Because we got nowhere else to go.
Batavia Downs is right down the road.
I heard they have horse racing. Skylar Mays leading off for the Doubledays as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Doubledays lead 1-0 against the Muckdogs. The righty pitcher, Gage Wheaton, still on the mound. A righty-righty matchup between him and Mays. Mays pops the first pitch up inside the infield, and the shortstop Lopez gets after it for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Gage Wheaton, which brings up Alex Sandell. Sandell 0 for 1 on the day, was struck out by Wheaton in his first plate appearance. Another righty-righty matchup. Wheaton kicks and tosses. First pitch curves outside but finds the zone for strike 1. Wheaton from the stretch cranks the next pitch. It's fouled back by Sandell over the grandstand, and he's quickly behind 0-2 in the count. Wheaton has the ball hanging out of his right hand. Gets set and releases the pitch. Fouled off again by Sandell. It's popped up first base territory, and it hooks into the bleachers, and the count remains 0-2 for the righty Sandell. One gone in the bottom of the 5th with no runners on. Auburn ahead 1-0. Wheaton, glove at the waist, kicks and deals. Finds the strike zone for strike 3, and Sandell goes down looking. 5th strikeout of the evening for Gage Wheaton, as that puts 2 away for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 5th. And that strikeout brings up Adam Sullivan, the 3rd baseman and the last hitter in the lineup for Auburn. Sullivan had a single in his first at-bat. Takes the first high pitch for ball 1. Wheaton lifts the leg and fires the pitch. It curves inside the zone for a 1-1 count. As Sullivan didn't offer. Wheaton comes set, cannons the next pitch. Sullivan stays patient, and the count rises to 2-1. Wheaton gets in his stance, delivers the pitch, low and outside to the lefty Sullivan, who doesn't go for a 3-1 count. Wheaton, 3-1 pitch. Low at the dirt for ball 4, and Sullivan is walked to first. So the top of the lineup returns to the plate. Gavin Capruso leading off. And the Muckdogs call a quick meeting at the mound. Possibly the end of the day for Gage Wheaton. Five strikeouts on the day for the righty pitcher. So, looks like he'll come out. And it looks like Josh Livengood heads to the mound in return. So Wheaton done for the day after 5 innings. Josh Livengood gets ready to warm up. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Auburn ahead 1-0 with 1 runner on base. It's Adam Sullivan, the 3rd baseman. And Sullivan talking things over with his teammate. As Live and Good lifts his leg and throws some warm-up pitches. Josh Livengood, a center college student, a junior there from Lexington, Kentucky, has played 2 seasons for Center College, where in just over 54 innings, he's thrown 66 strikeouts, 55 hits, and let up 36 runs. But this season with Batavia, he has been dominant. Has a 4-0 record this summer, 19 innings pitched, leads the squad in strikeouts with 23, and has a 0 ERA. Just the guy the Muckdogs need at the mound midway through this game if they want to neutralize Auburn's chances of scoring. So while he finishes warming up, Rapuso, the leadoff hitter, returns to the batter's box. Rapuso walked twice today, scored in his first time at the plate, and he returns for round 3. Live and Good from the stretch, lowers the shoulders, cannons the first pitch, a fastball low at the dirt for strike 1. Gets Rapuso looking. 0-1 the count for the lefty Rapuso. Livengood's next pitch smacked foul over the backstop for an 0-2 count. Rapuso steps back into the lefty batter's box, raises his bat. Livengood fires the pitch, crushed out to right field. It lands right in the glove of Sean Pope for the final out. A basket catch by the right fielder ends the inning. And headed into the 6th, the Muckdogs still trail 1-0 to the Doubledays. More Muckdogs baseball coming up after the break.
Jeez, this guy stinks. Go to the bullpen. Ready? Me?
Thanks to these Muckdogs jerseys, which you can buy now, I'm still fresh and still clean.
Caleb Walker leading things off for the Muckdogs in the top of the 6th. Batavia trails Auburn 1-0. Walker, a left-handed hitter, facing off against the right-handed Owen Birchard, who's still on the mound. First pitch, low and inside to Walker. He takes it for ball 1. Birchard, 7 strikeouts on the day. He's pitched the entire game as Walker sends the next pitch out to shallow left field, and it rolls into the outfield for a base hit. Walker already putting Muckdogs hitters on base. And that brings up the back of the lineup, the center fielder, Travis Hammond. Back to the plate. He's 0 for 1. A ground out to the catcher, Logan Scully, in his first plate appearance. The righty Hammond trying to get his groove back as the first throw is a pickoff attempt to first, but Walker is safe. Birchard gets set and guns the pitch from the stretch. Fastball low and away to the righty Hammond for I believe it was ball 1. Yep, a 1-0 count for Hammond. Hammond and Birchard get set. Another gentle pickoff thrown to bail at first, but Walker still safe at the bag. Just wants to send a message to Walker that he's keeping his eyes off on him. Next pitch is a bunt laid off by Hammond, but it hooks foul past the first baseline. And that evens the count at 1-1. One count for Hammond, no runners out, 1 runner on for the Muckdogs. Batavia trails Auburn 1-0 in the top of the 6th. Birchard nods at Scully, kicks and tosses. A bunt laid by Hammond. He sprints over to first. He's just late to the, rather he gets there. A little bit of a late call by the umpire, but they'll say he's safe. And that puts Walker to second swiftly. So he beats the first baseman Bale. And that puts 1 runner in scoring position for the Muckdogs in the top of the 6th. So that brings up the leadoff hitter, Lucas Lopez, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strike. He steps into the lefty batter's box and awaits the first pitch, taken for ball 1. Now Hammond, if he's on base, you have to keep an eye on him. He's second in the team in stolen bags with 13 on the summer, just behind the man at the plate, Lucas Lopez, as the next pitch is taken for ball 2. Hammond, one of the fastest on this Muckdogs roster, as he has a 2-step lead off of first. Birchard takes several looks at second before darting the pitch. It's whipped into deep left field by Lopez and corralled by the left fielder Ryan Grundy for an out. First out in the top of the 6th for the Muckdogs, and now Scully and Birchard are talking things over at the mound. Cooper Romick, the next hitter in the lineup for the Muckdogs. Doubledays lead 1-0, 2 runners on base for Batavia. 1 gone in the top of the 6th. Romick walked in his first at-bat, had a single in his second trip to the plate. Right-handed hitter awaits the first throw from Birchard. He lifts the leg and tosses. Curveball high and inside to the righty. Romick nearly clips him in the arm, but instead it's taken for ball 1. Birchard eyes second. Kicks and deals. Check swing from Romick, and the umpire says he went. And the count falls to 1-1. Birchard continuing to eye second. Looks at Sandell, the second baseman. Trying to get Caleb Walker, the Muckdog runner, out. But now he eyes home plate. Glove at the waist. Birchard darts the pitch. Another check swing from Romick, but the umpire rules with him this time, and he gets ahead 2-1 in the count. Runners on first and second for the Muckdogs. Batavia trails 1-0 to Auburn in the top of the sixth with one gone. The next pitch to Romick. Another curveball below the knees for another ball. And it's a hitter's count for the righty Cooper Romick. The 3-1 offering for Romick. It's inside for ball 4. And the bases are now loaded. 1 out for the Muckdogs, as Sean Mendaz makes it up to the plate. Mendaz had a bit of a rough outing so far, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. But now is a great time as any to change things up and bring his teammates home. A base knock would do the trick to even up the score. Travis Hammond, the go-ahead run at second. And the Doubledays have a quick meeting at the mound. Mendaz steps into the right-handed batter's box. Birchard has got the best of him so far, as the first pitch is slapped foul right behind the backstop for an 0-1 count. Bases loaded for the Muckdogs in the top of the sixth. The next pitch from Birchard. It's a wild pitch, gets away from the catcher Scully, and Walker scores to knot the game up at 1. Took 6 innings, but the Muckdogs finally even the score, as Caleb Walker makes the pitcher Owen Birchard pay on that wild pitch. The throw flied just above the catcher Scully's glove. Still 2 runners in scoring position. The next pitch from Mendaz is smacked foul into the Muckdogs bullpen. So a 1-2 count for the righty Sean Mendaz. Infielders are in. The next pitch is high and inside to the Mendaz for ball 2. Mendaz starting to battle back. Ball hangs out of Birchard's right hand. He puts it in the glove. Has it at the waist, set from the stretch, guns the pitch. Mendaz delivers it out to deep right. The right fielder, Tyler Lejeune, getting after it, but it hooks foul into the bullpen. So the count stays at 2-2. Mendaz still alive. No runner on first, but Hammond at third and Romick at second. The pitch. Another one high and inside, and the count becomes a full one for the right-handed hitter Mendez. The game's tied at 1, and the top of the 6th, 1 gone. 2 runners in scoring position for Batavia. Birchard, the starting pitcher, still on the mound, delivers the next pitch. Mendez tips it foul as it rolls left of home plate. Mendez steps back into the batter's box. A base knock would give Batavia the lead. Travis Hammond the go-ahead run at third. Next pitch, high and inside for ball 4, and Mendez is walked to first, and the bases are loaded yet again. Another meeting at the mound for Auburn, possibly the end of the night for Owen Birchard, who's had nothing short of a strong outing today. 7 strikeouts, just 3 walks, the third one coming to the right-handed hitter Mendez, who was just walked to first. Exactly what the Doubledays needed coming into this game to try and get revenge on the Muckdogs after getting swept in the doubleheader less than a week ago. Batavia won game 1 11-0 and then took the second game 7-3. And that is, in fact, the end of the day for Owen Birchard. So he gets a break the rest of the night. And James Bolton, Batavia's premier hitter, gets ready to hit for the Muckdogs. Bolton, not the best start to the evening, was struck out twice today. And he awaits the first pitch. The new pitcher for Auburn getting warmed up. For the Doubledays, it's Andrew Catrone. So Catrone getting some warm-up throws in with the catcher Scully. Taking a look at his stats on the season. He's 3-1 on the summer with a 6.27 ERA. He's appeared in 7 games and in just over 14 innings pitched. Struck out 10 hitters and walked 8. He's let up 18 hits as the first pitch to Bolton is a strike. Bolton, as I mentioned, 0 for 2 on the day, was struck out twice, similar to Mendez. But right now, he faces a 1-1 count. Bolton leading the team in batting average with a .463 this season as he gets hit in the back by the next pitch, and that walks Travis Hammond from third for another run scored by Batavia. Muckdogs take the lead from the hit by pitch. Bolton at first, Mendez at second, and Romick at third now. That brings up Justin Austin, who was walked in his last at-bat. He grounds the first pitch foul past the first baseline, and it's scooped up by the assistant coach, Khalid Cox, for the Muckdogs. So one gone in the top of the sixth. Batavia leads Auburn 2-1. Bases loaded once again. Next pitch from Catrone. Swing and a miss from Austin to lower the count to 0-2. Catrone ahead of the count, just needs one more strike. And that sneaks in. Down goes Justin Austin looking for another strikeout. And Catrone is battling back after being subbed in with the bases loaded and one out. That brings up the lefty Anthony Greco, who sits on the first pitch for a 1-0 count. Catrone's next offering, low at the dirt, called strike one. It was low and away to the lefty Greco. Catrone gets set, kicks and tosses. Finds the zone yet again. And it's a 1-2 count for the lefty Greco. Catrone's next pitch. Right at home plate, it's low and inside to even the count. At 2-2. Catrone from the stretch, cranks the pitch. Greco doesn't go, it's outside, and that brings the count to 3-2. One ball away from walking in another runner. It would be Cooper Romick. Next pitch from Catrone. There it is. Another walk for the Muckdogs, and that brings in another run. Cooper Romick from third to give Batavia a 3-1 advantage in the top of the sixth with two gone. That brings up the right fielder, Sean Pope. Pope 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of groundouts, one to first, one to second. He steps into left, he batters box and takes the first pitch for strike one. The Batavia started the game down 1-0, has since then responded with 3 unanswered runs as the next curveball is low and away to the lefty Pope for a 1-1 count. Batavia slowly but steadily battled back. This inning was the one they needed, as another curveball fails to find the zone for Catrone. It's a 2-1 count for the lefty Pope. Pope trying to get into a groove after having 2 groundouts. He pops the pitch up to deep left center, and it's pulled in by Mays for the final out. So 3 runs come in for the Muckdogs in the top of the sixth. Batavia snatches the lead, and we head to the bottom of the sixth where Auburn finally gets a chance to respond. They get out of the jam without letting more runners on.
Yo, Eric and Jason, where'd y'all get this car at?
Pellegrino.
Where's that at?
Batavia.
The best auto dealership in Western New York.
Alright, so the green looking about 300 yards straight out, maybe a little bit dog leg right. We'll see what we got here with this draw here.
Hopefully I don't slice this one.
No golfing at Dwyer.
So where should we golf at? What do you mean?
Atticus 10th hole in Attica, New York. 95 Bundle Street.
All right,
We should
we'll
go
take your
there.
word for it.
We should go there.
We'll take your word for it.
Ryan Grundy leading off for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 6th. Batavia, thanks to a 3-run inning, has reclaimed the lead 3-1 against Auburn. Now, for the Muckdogs, you may notice a name missing out of the lineup. Jake Butler, the usual third baseman for Batavia, was on base in the last meeting between Batavia and Auburn, was running to second and slipped on his way there and is yet to appear in a game since. He's been injured the last few days. Josh Limegood on the mound for Batavia. Ryan Grundy with a 1-1 count after a ball and a foul ball. He delivers the next pitch out to shallow center. Hammond waves everyone off and gets underneath it for the first out. So 1 away for the Muckdogs in the bottom of the 6th. And yeah, a typical name for Batavia this summer. Jake Butler has went down in the last meeting against Auburn. So he's not in the lineup, hasn't been in the lineup for a few games. Josh Limegood at the mound for Batavia. He deals the first pitch to the pinch hitter Juan Perez, who sits on the first pitch for ball 1. Next pitch gets away from the catcher, Romick, for a 2-0 count. It was well inside. Next pitch from Limegood is fouled off past the third baseline. Two-one count for the pinch hitter, Juan Perez, as he grounds the next pitch up the middle to the shortstop Lopez. His bounce pass to first beats Perez for the out. And that's 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th for the Doubledays. Batavia seems to have found its rhythm both at the plate and on the field. That brings up Zach Bale, who flew out to center field on both of his at-bats. He sits on the first pitch, which is high and in for ball 1. Limegood fires to the righty Bale. He cranks the next pitch foul past the first baseline. He steps back in the box. And Limegood delivers the 1-1 offering. Ball low at the dirt for a 2-1 count. Limegood kicks and tosses. The next pitch is fouled off behind the backstop. 2-2 the count for the righty Bale. 3-1 Muckdogs lead in the bottom of the 6th. 2 gone for the Doubledays. No runners on base. Limegood from the windup. Kicks and tosses. Very high to Zach Bale. He sits on it. And the count rises to 3-2. Payoff pitch from Limegood. Fouled out of play over the right section of the bleachers. And Bale steps back into the box. Limegood cranks to 3-2. Swing and a miss from Bale. Retires the side. He goes down for the final out. More strikeouts for Josh. Live and good. And we head to the 7th inning where the Muckdogs lead 3-1 against the Doubledays.
All right, guys, I am here with Scott Emerson, and it is time for baseball trivia.
998, 999, 1,000. Yo, Jake, how did you get so big?
Oh, I just go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia. You should go get a membership there.
All right, thanks.
Of course.
1, 2, 3.
97, 98, 99, 100.
Oh, what's up, Landon? How's Whole Life Fitness?
Great, I feel like a new man. Thanks for the advice.
Of course.
Go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia.
Top of the 7th at Falcon Park. The Muckdogs lead the Doubledays 3-1 with the back of the order leading off for Batavia, starting with the first baseman, Trevor Dutra. Trevor 0 for 2 on the evening, was struck out and had a ground out to the first baseman, Bale. He steps into the lefty batter's box and awaits the first pitch from the right-handed Andrew Catrone. Sends it foul. Rather, it's grounded over to short. The throw is in time, and that gets Dutra out. I said it was foul at first because it bounced off of the catcher Scully's head. Looked like it was going foul and somehow bounced into the shortstop territory where Grapuso threw it to Bale to get the out. So it'll go down as a ground out to short. One gone already for the Muckdogs on one pitch. That brings up Caleb Walker, who cranks the first pitch up to shallow left center, and it rolls into the outfield for a base hit. Back-to-back hits for Caleb Walker. He's found his groove. As the back of the order, Travis Hammond comes up for Batavia. Hammond reached on an error in the 6th inning and scored for the Muckdogs. Batting righty, awaits the first pitch from Catrone. He tips it foul behind the dish for an 0-1 count. No balls, one strike, one gone in the top of the 7th. One runner on for the Muckdogs. Batavia leads Auburn 3-1. Pickoff attempt from Catrone to first, not in time, and Walker will stay there. Catrone from the stretch. Throws another pickoff attempt to Walker, but he's safe. Just keeping Walker honest as he resorts back to his two-step leadoff. Catrone kicks and tosses. Low and away to the righty Hammond for ball 1. That'll even the count. Catrone, glove at the belt. Lifts the leg and deals the pitch. Curves low and outside to Travis Hammond. The breaking ball ruled strike ball 2 rather. As Hammond gets ahead in the count. Next pitch from Catrone. Taken for ball 3, and it's a hitter's count for Travis Hammond. One ball away from putting Caleb Walker in scoring position. The next pitch from Catrone is cranked out of play, foul. Sails over the bleachers. And a couple kids running to collect that souvenir. 3-1, rather 3-2. The count for Hammond, swing and a miss. Gets him out. And Walker sprints to second in the process. He gets there safely as there was no throw from the catcher to the second baseman, Sandell. And Walker is in scoring position. Hammond gets out for the second out of the inning. Lucas Lopez back leading off for Batavia. Sits on the first pitch for a 1-0 count. On the day, Lopez 0 for 2. Next pitch below the knees for ball 2. It's inside to the lefty Lopez. And next pitch. Another one that doesn't find the zone. 3 straight balls. Lopez ahead in the count. A ball would get him on base for the first time today. 3-0 from Catrone. Sneaks into the zone. It's the low and outside corner that the ball finds. And the count falls to 3-1. Lopez has Walker at second. Catrone lifts the leg and deals. Fouled off past the left section of the bleachers. And it's a full count for the leadoff hitter, Lucas Lopez. Was once at 3-0, now at 3-2. Catrone guns the pitch. Lasered out to deep right field. Tyler Lejeune gets underneath it for the final out, as he barely has to move to make that catch. So that retires the side. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Muckdogs lead 3-1. And Auburn, who was once leading 1-0, having to play catch-up late in this game. And they'll take the plate when we return from the break.
Jeez, this guy stinks. Go to the bullpen. Ready?
Me? Ow. Thanks to these Muckdogs jerseys, which you can buy now, I'm still fresh and still clean.
Hey, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Can I get one general admission ticket, please?
Alright, so that's going to be $9. Having a great season, man.
Yeah.
First place.
First place. All Muckdogs.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
If you would like tickets, call our number at 585-524-2260. Go Dogs.
Bottom of the 7th at Falcon Park. The Muckdogs hold a 3-1 advantage against the Doubledays as the meat of the order for Auburn gets ready to take the plate. Logan Scully, the catcher, leads off for the Doubledays, batting righty. Swings and misses on the first pitch for strike one. Scully looking for his first hit on the day is 0 for 2. Living good at the mound for Batavia. Cranks the next pitch low and inside, and that evens the count. Auburn once led 1-0, but the Muckdogs scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th as Scully swings and misses on the next pitch to lower the count to 1-2. Living good, kicks and tosses. Cranked out to second base, right to Justin Austin, who misses the grab. And that's a single for the catcher, Logan Scully. An error for the second baseman, Justin Austin, as Tyler Lejeune comes up to the plate. Lejeune 1 for 2 on the evening. First pitch was a a pickoff attempt from Livingood to the first baseman, Dutra, who sailed way above his head. It therefore allowed Logan Scully to advance to second. He's in scoring position now. Pickoff attempt from Livingood sailed way past the first baseman, Dutra. Lejeune, the lefty hitter, awaits the first pitch. Livingood set from the stretch. First pitch is tipped to the third baseline, but rolls foul. A hectic sequence there from that pickoff attempt, but Livingood lowers the shoulders, deals the pitch. High and outside to the lefty Lejeune to even the count at 1-1. Livingood from the stretch. Tosses the pitch. Fastball low and away. Increases the count to 2-1. Livingood has the ball hanging out of his right arm. Puts it in the glove. Has the glove at his chest. Fires the pitch. Swing and a miss from Lejeune. Lowers the count to 2-2 with no outs. Logan Scully on second for the Doubledays. In the bottom of the 7th, Batavia up 3-1. Livingood's pitch. Grazed foul. Right into the netting behind the backstop. Count stays at 2-2. Lejeune steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Livingood eyes second. Darts the pitch. Lejeune doesn't go. Count rises to 3-2. No current movement in the Muckdogs bullpen. It's Livingood. Eyes second and lets loose. High and inside to the lefty Lejeune, and he's walked to first. 2 runners on for Auburn, no outs in the bottom of the 7th. Which brings up Fernando Espinal. Espinal 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, was walked in his first at-bat. Espinal, the designated hitter for Auburn. So a brief meeting at the mound for the Muckdogs. It was a quick evening for Josh Livingood. but he gets checked out of the game. Batavia head coach Joey Martinez meets with his guys at the mound as we await to see who the next pitcher is. We'll take a quick break as a relief pitcher for Batavia starts warming up. 2 runners on base for Auburn in the bottom of the 7th. No outs. Muckdogs lead 3-1.
This is Tully the Turtle. Want to know why? We're at Tully's. Can I have a table for 3?
Yes, of course. Right this way.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice here.
Come out to Tully's for great food and good times.
Reed Markham up to the plate for Batavia in place of Josh Levengood. Fernando Espinal, the designated hitter, up for the Doubledays. Espinal batting righty. Markham, a right-handed pitcher. Lets loose. First pitch is low and away to the hitter Espinal for ball 1. Two runners on base for Auburn. It's Logan Scully and Tyler Lejeune. Pickoff attempt to Markham. Thrown to Lopez, but couldn't quite reach the tag after making the catch. So Scully's safe. Has a notable lead off of second base. Markham from the stretch fires the pitch. Swing and a miss from Espinal. And the count lowers to 1-1. Skylar Mays on deck for the Doubledays. 0 for 2 on the evening. Ball hangs out of Markham's right hand. Puts it into the glove and cranks the pitch. Espinal tries to lay down a bunt but couldn't make contact. Umpire rules a strike. And the count 1-2. No outs for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 7th. Scully in scoring position with Lejeune at first. Markham gets set. Darts the pitch. Espinal lays off a bunt. Runners move to bases, and that loads the bases as the bunt was successful. Espinal's bunt rolls along the third baseline fair. That gives him enough time to sprint to first, and all the other runners advance 90 feet. So the bases are loaded with no outs. Logan Scully at third, Lejeune at second, Espinal at first. Skylar Mays, the right-handed hitter, up for Auburn. 0 for 2 on the day. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Mays had a ground out to third, followed by a pop out to the shortstop Lopez. And his first 2 at-bats, 0-1 offering, is slapped foul over the grandstand. Count lowers to 0-2. Pivotal half inning for the Doubledays here as they can retake the lead. Auburn led 1-0 up until the 6th inning, where Batavia scored 3 unanswered runs. Markham kicks and tosses. Nearly drills Skylar Mays' helmet, but instead it's inside for a 1-2 count. Markham, glove at the chest. Gets set and lets loose. Ball ripped along the left field line, falls, and Mendaz has to race underneath it. 1 run scores, another one's waved home. 3 runs end up coming to the plate for the Doubledays off a 3-run RBI double by Skylar Mays. And that puts some life into the crowd. Auburn reclaims the lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. And you can thank Skylar Mays. Scully, Espinal, and Lejeune all coming in to score. And that brings up Alex Sandell, the second baseman. Still no outs for Auburn. First pitch nearly drills Sandell, but he ducks in the nick of time. And Auburn in front once again. Markham eyes second, fires the pitch. Bunt laid off, was rather pulled back as the throw to second appears to have gotten Mays out. The crowd is frustrated, but Mays heads to the dugout. He was late to get to the bag, and the second baseman, Justin Austin, makes the tag. (2-0) the count for Alex Sandell. The next pitch high and inside for a 3-ball, no-strike count. Auburn leads 4-3, bottom of the 7th. 1 runner gone, none on base. Markham's next pitch paints the low out inside corner for strike 1. Markham, the next pitch, lasered out to center field. Hammond races back and makes the catch for the second out. Solid contact by the second baseman, Alex Sandell, but not far enough to leave the yard. And there's 2 gone now for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 7th. That brings up the last hitter in the lineup, Adam Sullivan, who watches the first pitch fly by him for ball 1. Markham cranks the next pitch. It's grazed foul by Sullivan and rolls to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count for the lefty Sullivan. Markham comes set, lifts the leg and tosses the pitch. Fastball low at the dirt next to the toes. And the count 1-2 for Sullivan. Rather, the count 2-1 as the next pitch grounded foul along the third baseline. Count 2-2 now after the foul ball. 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th. No runners on. 4-3. Doubledays in front. Markham kicks and tosses. Curveball low and away to the lefty Sullivan. Too far outside, and it's a full count for the third baseman. Sullivan's battled back as he waits the next pitch. It's outside for ball 4, and he's walked. Another Doubledays runner on the bases, which brings up the leadoff hitter, Gavin Grapuso, the shortstop. Walked twice and had a fly out to the right fielder, Sean Pope, in his third at-bat. He comes back to the plate again. He sits on the first pitch for strike 1. Markham. Quick glance at first and fires the pitch. It barely grazes Grapuso's bat. And the count 0-2 for the left-handed hitter. Markham, glove at the chest. Lifts the leg and lets loose. Swing and a miss from Grapuso. He goes down swinging, and that ends the inning. So 3 runs come in for the Doubledays after the Muckdogs had 3 runs come in the 6th inning. And Auburn in front 4-3 headed into the 8th inning.
I'm just not fast enough. I can't get that.
Why don't you go grab a car from Pellegrino's Auto?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Here's the keys.
Thank you for the great deal.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a great day.
Thank you. You too.
$998, $999, $1,000.
Yo, Jake, how did you get so big?
Oh, I just go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia. You should go get a membership there.
All right, thanks.
Of course.
1, 2, 3.
97, 98, 99, 100.
Oh, what's up, Landon? How's Whole Life Fitness?
Great, I feel like a new man. Thanks for the advice.
Of course.
Go to Whole Life Fitness in Batavia.
Cooper Romick leading off for the Muckdogs in the top of the 8th. Batavia down 4-3 after a 3-run RBI from Logan Scully. First pitch nails Cooper Romick, and he's walked to first. So already 1 runner on base for the Muckdogs in the top of the 8th. Romick reached base in every at-bat so far. And that brings up Sean Mendez, the right-handed hitter who takes the first pitch for strike 1. Mendez struck out twice, was walked in his third at-bat. And he doesn't offer on the next pitch, which puts him in an 0-2 hole as it was a low strike. Andrew Catrone still on the mound. He's thrown 35 pitches this evening. As he kicks and tosses. Lasered out to deep left. It falls. Mendaz races to second. The throw to the infield, not in time. A run scores for the Muckdogs, and they reclaim the lead. Romick sprints from first to home off of an RBI double from Mendaz. Rather, the umpire says that the tag was in time. Romick does not score from second, but Mendaz is still there. A bit of confusion on that play as the first pitch to Bolton is fouled off. It looked like the throw was late and the tag was late, but the umpire says otherwise. So that's one gone for the Muckdogs at the top of the eighth. The next pitch to the righty. Bolton is drilled out to right field. Tyler Lejeune dives but can't get it. The ball rolls to the wall. That's at least a double for Bolton. He races to third, and he gets there safely. And Mendaz scores. So that evens the game at 4 off of a RBI triple from James Bolton. Muckdogs 6 hits on the day. Auburn just 2. First pitch to Austin's fouled up over the grandstand, and I apologize, I messed up on my end, so that throw to Romick was in fact late. The umpire didn't call it off, and Batavia now leads 5-4 in the 8th after Mendaz scored from the RBI triple from Bolton. So Bolton at third, the lefty Austin up to the plate. He has an 0-1 count after fouling the first pitch off. He takes the next pitch for strike 2. 1 out in the top of the 8th. Again, the score 5-4 in favor of the Muckdogs. Catrone comes set and deals. Spiked at the ground for a 1-2 count. Austin trying to battle back. 0 for 2 rather, on the evening. He waits the next pitch. It curves low and outside, and he doesn't even flinch. So Romick and Mendaz, the 2 runs that scored just now for the Muckdogs. The 2-2 offering at the plate for a full count to the lefty Justin Austin. A base knock would extend the lead to 2 runs. Catrone gets set and deals. Austin grounds it up to first. It's dropped by Zach Bale, the baseman, and the throw not before Austin reaches the bag. And he's safe. Bolton chooses not to move from third, so runners at the corners for Batavia. So Austin's at first, Bolton's at third. 1 run gone in the top of the 8th. Muckdogs lead 5-4. And that brings up Anthony Greco, who has a ground out to the catcher Scully, followed by a strikeout and a walk. He takes the first pitch. As it hits Greco below the waist, so all of a sudden the bases are loaded with 1 out. The pitch again from Catrone drilled the lower body of Greco. So he's at first. Austin Greco at first, Bolton at third. And struggling to find out who's now at second. It looks like someone came in to the game as a pinch runner. I can't exactly make it out. We'll send it to a quick break while we get things situated in Falcon Park. Batavia up 5-4. Josh Henderson at the mound for the Doubledays. As Andrew Catrone's evening is over, James Mason at second. A pinch runner for the Muckdogs. Mason, a sophomore out of Clarkson University, a Fayetteville, New York native, comes into the game for Justin Austin. So Mason at second, Greco at first after being hit by pitch, and Bolton at third after the RBI triple that brought Mendaz home to give the Muckdogs the lead. Sean Pope next in the lineup. Lefty hitter, 0 for 3 on the evening, had a pair of ground outs followed by a pop out to center field. First pitch from Henderson, high and inside for ball 1 as Pope doesn't bite. One ball to no strikes, the count for the lefty Pope. He awaits the next pitch. It curves into the low inside corner. That evens the count. The 1-1 offering fouled off behind the netting. Count falls to 1-2 for Sean Pope. Bases loaded, 1 out. Muckdogs lead 5-4 in the top of the 8th. A back and forth affair as Auburn started out with a 1-0 lead, then trailed 3-1, reclaimed the lead, and now Batavia is up again as the next pitch is taken for ball 2. Henderson kicks and tosses. Grounded foul past the first base line by Pope. And he stays alive. Pope raises his bat. Henderson comes set, deals the pitch. Drills. Sean Pope would appear to have gotten his thigh. And that walks Bolton into home plate. Pope now at first. The bases remain loaded, and the Muckdogs add another runner on the board to take a 6-4 lead in the top of the 8th. Bolton again coming home. Trevor Dutra next in the lineup for Batavia. First pitch is missed by Dutra for strike 1. Owen won the count. Henderson's next pitch Low and outside, sneaks into the zone to to make the count 0-2. Henderson from the stretch deals the pitch. Outside again to the lefty, Dutra. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes for the 8th hitter in the lineup. Dutra swings and misses for a strikeout, and he's frustrated, slapping the bat on the field. 2 away in the top of the 8th. Muckdogs ahead 6-4 with the bases loaded. As Caleb Walker moves up to the plate and steps into the left-handed batter's box. Caleb Walker had a fly out to short and then got on base. In his last at-bats, he hits this first pitch to short, which brings in James Mason, the pinch runner. 1 run scores for the Muckdogs. And Batavia goes up 7-4 after the single by Caleb Walker. So the last hitter in the lineup up for Batavia, Travis Hammond, who's 1 for 2 on the evening. Walker on first. Greco at third. And another meeting ensues between the second and third base gap. Someone appears to be hurt for the Doubledays. The coach and trainer for the Doubledays getting involved. Gavin Grapuso, who appears to be hurt, the leadoff hitter for the Doubledays and the shortstop today. And he stays in the game for Auburn as the infielders return to their positions. And Hammond, the right-handed hitter, steps back into the box and awaits Henderson's first pitch. 7-4 the score in the top of the 8th. 2 outs with bases loaded. Henderson deals the first pitch. Taken for a strike by Hammond. "15 pitches for Henderson. He kicks and tosses. 11 outside of the righty Hammond. And the count rises to 1-1. Next pitch from Henderson. Hammond doesn't go, taken for ball 2. Henderson lowers his glove, lifts the leg, and fires the pitch. At the plate, Hammond lays off, and the count extends to 3-1. "3-1 from Henderson. Grounded up the middle by Hammond. Scooped up by Grapuso. Thrown to Bale at first. Gets the out. But Greco scores from third. So a sack ground out from Hammond brings another runner home, and the Muckdogs balloon the lead to 4, holding an 8-4 advantage in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. Lucas Lopez, the first hitter in the lineup, up for the Muckdogs. Delivers the first pitch foul past the third baseline. A 5-run inning by Batavia in the top of the 8th has given the Muckdogs a 4-run lead. The next pitch to Lopez taken for strike 2. Henderson lifts the leg, fires the pitch. Low and away to the lefty Lopez. He doesn't bite. Count inflates to 1-2. Henderson gets set, deals the pitch. It's tipped foul by Lopez, and it rolls behind the dish. Count stays at 1-2. 2 runners in scoring position for Batavia with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Henderson guns the next pitch. It's outside for another ball. Count evens to 2-2 for the lefty Lopez. Next pitch from Henderson. Below the knees, it's ball 3 for the lefty, who was once down 1-2, now has himself a full count. Payoff pitch. Smacked foul. Rolls behind Lopez into the Muckdogs dugout. (8-4) Muckdogs hold the advantage in the top of the 8th. 2 gone and 2 in scoring position. Henderson lifts and deals. Curves low and inside. And Lopez goes down looking to leave 2 runners stranded. (8-4) Muckdogs in front. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Auburn has 2 chances to answer back and climb back into the game. We'll find out if they can do it on the other side of this break.
Landon, my elbow. Oh my gosh. We need to get you to Rochester Regional Health. For all your medical needs, go to Rochester Regional Health, the best health services in Western New York.
Jeez, this guy stinks. Go to the bullpen. Ready?
Me? Ow. Thanks to these Muckdogs jerseys, which you can buy now, I'm still fresh and still clean.
Man, I have some great cards here.
Well, you better have the house. That's what I got, baby. Go Dogs!
God.
Why are you guys gambling here?
Because we got nowhere else to go.
Batavia Downs is right down the road.
I heard they have horse racing.
Batavia Downs, Hotel and Casino. 8315 Park Road in Batavia, New York.
New pitcher on the mound for the Muckdogs in the bottom of the 8th. It's Michael Pedraza. Pedraza, a senior out of Kentucky State University. On the season, has pitched in 10 innings, let up 5 hits, thrown 15 strikeouts, and sits at a .9 ERA. Ryan Grundy Leading off for the Doubledays, batting lefty. First pitch. Sneaks in for strike one. Grundy caught looking. 8-4, Muckdogs in front. No outs in the bottom of the 8th. Next pitch from Pedraza. Far outside. Grundy doesn't go, and the count evens itself up at 1-1. Pedraza lifts the leg and deals. Grundy doesn't go. Count falls to 1-2. As the pitch paints the low outside corner. Pedraza from the windup darts the next pitch. Grundy stays patient. And that's ball 2 of the at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pedraza's offering ripped along the left field line. Stands fair for a base hit, and Grundy gets to first. So he kicks things off for the Doubledays with a base hit. And that brings up the extra hitter, Juan Perez, who comes in for Gabe Sanders. 1 runner on, no outs in the bottom of the 8th. 8-4, the Muckdogs lead. Juan Perez, a right-handed batter. So a righty-righty matchup. Pedraza lowers the glove, releases the pitch. It's fouled off over the left bleachers for an 0-1 count. Pedraza throws a fast pickoff attempt, but not in time. Absolute missile thrown there by Pedraza. Tried to get Grundy out, but no dice. Takes a couple looks at the dirt and throws the pitch. Taken for a ball by Perez to bring the count to 1-1. Pedraza, glove at the chin. Cannons the next pitch. It's tipped foul by the hitter Perez as it lands next to the netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count for the righty Perez. Pedraza. Cannons the next pitch. It's smacked foul out of play. Sails over the grandstand, and a flurry of kids rush to try and corral that ball. One and two, the count for Perez. Pedraza throws another pickoff. Just a tad late. Grundy remains safe. Pedraza comes set. Darts the pitch. Another one rocketed foul. This time it's to the right bleachers, out of the park. Grundy hanging on in the count. Is down 1-2. Pedraza's next pitch. Popped foul yet again. And another foul ball for Perez. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. 8-4 the ball game in favor of Batavia. Ryan Grundy on first for the Doubledays. The next pitch is skied out to right field. Sean Pope calmly gets underneath it for the out. And that's the first out in the bottom of the 8th. Zach Bale returns to the plate with Grundy on first. Bill 0 for 3 on the day. Had a pair of flyouts to center field as he hits the first pitch foul along the first base line. 0 for 3 with a pair of flyouts and a strikeout. Struck out swinging in the 6th. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. Pedraza gets in his stance and lets loose. Grounded up to the second baseman, Mason, who steps on the bag for the out. The throw to first is wild and not caught. So instead, it's 1 out. Grundy gets out at second. And Bale reaches first safely. So that's 2 gone for the Doubledays in the bottom of the 8th. Zach Bale reaches first off of an error, and that brings up the catcher, Logan Scully. Scully had a single in his last at-bat. A right-handed hitter. Pickoff thrown from Pedraza to first, not in time. And Bale remains on the bag. Pedraza darts the first pitch. Fastball down the chute for strike 1. Pedraza. He releases the 0-1. It's skied up high to the first base territory. Dutra calmly gets underneath it, and he easily makes the out to retire to the side. 8-4 Muckdogs in front. They have one last chance to extend their lead. We head to the top of the 9th here in Falcon Park. New pitcher on the mound for the Doubledays as we begin the 9th inning here in Falcon Park. It's a catcher, Dalton Groves. Usually he's behind the dish, but today he's on the mound. And Cooper Romick, the catcher for the Muckdogs, leads off for Batavia. And its final chance at the plate. Romick steps into the right-handed batter's box and sits on the first pitch for ball one. The off-speed curves low and away. Groves from the windup, kicks and tosses. Romick pummels it foul past the right section of the bleachers. That evens the count at 1-1. Groves raises the leg and fires the pitch. Romick packages it out to short, but it's caught instantly by Gavin Grapuso for the first out of the inning. That brings up the left fielder, Sean Mendaz. Who has struck out twice, has walked and doubled. Right hitter who swings and misses on the first pitch. (0-1) the count for Sean Mendaz. Groves from the windup deals the pitch. It's grazed foul and heads to the backstop by Mendaz for an 0-2 count. Dalton Groves takes a quick intermission but gets back in his box. Mendaz takes a step forward and Groves guns the pitch. Skied out high but hooks foul past the first baseline and into the bleachers. Count stays at 0-2. No runners on for the Muckdogs in the top of the ninth. One out. 8-4 Batavia in front. The next pitch from Groves. Low and away to the righty Mendaz for ball one. 1-2 the count for Mendaz. Here's the next pitch. Breaking ball outside. 4-2. It evens up the count as Mendaz watched it fly by. Groves kicks and tosses. Swing and a miss from Mendaz, and he strikes out. 2 gone for the Muckdogs in the top of the ninth. Batavia still up by 4. But James Bolton comes up next. Could be the last hitter the Muckdogs have today as he swings and misses on the first pitch. Bolton 1 for 3 on the evening. Tripled and scored and takes the next off-speed outside pitch for ball one. One and one the count for the righty Bolton. Groves lifts the leg and deals. Delivered out to short. Grapuso grabs it, launches it to first, and it's there in the nick of time to Zach Bale, who steps on the bag for the out. So a quick inning for the Muckdogs. Batavia gets one final, Auburn gets one final chance at the plate to erase a 4-run deficit when we return.
Jeez, this guy stinks. Go to the bullpen. Ready.
Me? Thanks to these Muckdogs jerseys, which you can buy now, I'm still fresh and still clean.
Man, I have some great cards here.
Well, you better have the house. That's what I got, baby. Go Dogs!
God.
Why are you guys gambling here?
Because we got nowhere else to go.
Batavia Downs is right down the road.
I heard they have Ford for sale.
Batavia Downs, Hotel and Casino. 8315 Park Road in Batavia, New York.
Trey Bacon on the mound to close things out in the bottom of the ninth. It's do or die for Auburn as Batavia leads 8-4. Ethan Fulton coming in to pinch hit for the Doubledays, a left-handed hitter. Bacon, the signature closer for the Muckdogs in his 4th season with Batavia, fires the first pitch, and it's fouled off over the grandstand by Fulton. Count 0-1 for the lefty. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Bacon lets loose. Pitch is way outside. Fulton stands flat-footed, and the count evens at 1-1. Bacon lifts the leg and tosses outside once again for a 2-1 count. Fulton hesitates on that pitch and watches it go past him. Bacon's 2-1 offering laid off by Fulton, taken for ball 3. As Bacon just trying to find the zone. One pitch away from walking Fulton. He fouls the next one off for a full count. Full count for the lefty Fulton. Bacon, payoff pitch. Got him. Swing and a miss. Down goes Fulton. 1 out for the Doubledays, as Fernando Espinal steps up to the plate. Espinal, the designated hitter. Walked in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th. First pitch is grounded up to 3rd. Caleb Walker swiftly scoops it up, throws it to Dutra for the out. And that's 2 away for the Doubledays. Skylar Mays, the next hitter in the lineup. And Auburn hanging by a thread. 8-4 Muckdogs lead. No runners on, 2 gone in the bottom of the 9th. The righty Skylar Mays up to the mound, up to the plate rather. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. One out count. Bacon pitches it, sends the next pitch up to the Muckdogs dugout. Fulton fouls it off. 1-1 count. Bacon from the stretch deals the pitch. Swung on a whiff. 1-2 the count for the righty Mays, and we are 1 strike away from ending it in Auburn. Bacon, next pitch. A check swing appeared to have been fouled off. Looks like it got the tip of the barrel. There's Skylar Mays' bat. Rather, it's called a ball, so 2-2 the count. Mays grounds one up to the mound. Bacon, gentle, tosses it up to Dutra, and the Muckdogs win. 8-4 the final in Auburn. Batavia gets a bounce-back win and are 3-1-1 against the Doubledays this season. Muckdogs get the job done on the road. 8-4 the final from Falcon Park. Four losses in a row for the Doubledays. Batavia gets back in the win column. And that'll do it. Muckdogs meet at the mound. They walk back to the dugout. And that's the ball game. Next game from the Muckdogs is tomorrow at Newark. Austin will be back on the call for that matchup against the Pilots. But until then, I'm Jared Valentin saying thank you so much for watching. Tune into tomorrow night's game against the Pilots.